Hey, it's Rich Tehrani with TMCnet. Thanks for watching. We are in Silicon Valley this week, and we're talking to some of the best and brightest companies in the area. It's our Editors Week, and we are with Paul Turner, and he's with a company called Scality. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
So, Scality, do you do something having to do with scale?
We do something having to do with scale for sure. So what we look at is all of the growth of digital data. How do we actually take lots and lots of the data that's coming from streaming video, from IoT devices, from medical images? You've got to store that somewhere. So what we deliver is a software-defined storage platform which uses standard Intel servers, and it can deliver a highly scalable, highly durable, and very cost-efficient environment for storing data.
Fantastic. And so specifically, what problems are you solving for customers?
So in particular, what customers are looking at is the world is creating more data, right? We're kind of in a digital world now, and we're storing data for, whether it's surveillance or whether it's, your Netflix and your video streaming, or whether it's your, financial companies who want to keep all their records, and there's certain compliance rules that means you need to keep data around for more than 7 years. So backup data. So what we do is we give them a way to solve that data. We can store the data, but we also provide not just capacity, but performance. So what we're giving them is a very flexible environment that can expand and grow as their needs grow, and can give them both capacity storage and performance for that storage.
So by capacity, you mean slower but less expensive?
Capacity usually means slower but less expensive. With us, it doesn't really, because what we're doing is taking many, many nodes, and we actually take each of those nodes. You harness not just the capacity of those nodes, but also the performance of those nodes. It's called a distributed object store, going into a little bit of the techie side of things, but it's a distributed object storage system that takes each of these nodes and then uses metadata to basically discover where it's going to place data across that environment. And we can protect then from disk failures, node failures, even disasters, entire data centers. So you have customers like Dailymotion, which is a very big customer of ours. Think of those as the number 2 YouTube. That's effectively what they are. They actually stream out every month about 2.5 billion videos that stream from our storage.
That's no joke.
Yeah.
That's a lot of videos.
It's a pretty serious environment.
Wow. So question then is, there are some of the large cloud vendors that in some ways compete with you. How do you differentiate? So if I'm a customer out there and I'm watching this, I'm saying, oh, you seem like a nice guy. I want to buy something from you, but why should I buy from you instead of XYZ vendor that so the company that sells me my diapers?
Yeah. So I think the company that sells you your diapers. I think what you're seeing is companies, at least enterprise customers, and the bigger customers, are looking at what we call multi-cloud. They're looking at where it makes sense. They'll use cloud services for running some of their applications. For certain other environments, they have already the applications may be in-house. They already have their data center environment. They may have requirements in terms of security and compliance, or even HIPAA compliance laws, where in the healthcare industry to keep data within particular zones and regions. And so what we see is a number of different factors. Where do they want to deploy a private cloud storage with us? Or do they want to use public cloud storage? What we think is important, we give customers that choice, and we deliver it with an S3 compliant interface, so it looks like an Amazon S3 interface, which is the Amazon cloud-based storage interface, and ours runs the same compliant storage interface for your in-house. So now you've got choice. You can deploy your private cloud in-house, which is your S3 compliant store. You can use Amazon for an S3 compliant store. And you've now got this multi-cloud capability. And that's where we see customers going. We see them going to this multi-cloud storage.
Great answer. Is there any news, anything new that you guys have come out with recently?
So yeah, we're actually just released our S3 server. So Amazon, this S3 interface, there's already 400, 500 plus applications that use the S3 interface. But S3 is an interface that was developed and driven by Amazon. So what we've done is taken our implementation of that and fully open sourced it. So it's now available out as an incredibly easy to use Docker container. So you can get it up and running in just a few minutes to actually do some testing and development of an S3 based storage environment. And we've had over 10,000 Docker downloads
Wow.
in 5 months, which is, we're pretty happy with it. We're getting now 2,000 a week. So it's pretty huge momentum.
That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So what can we expect from the company in the future?
So I think the big thing that we're looking at is not just can we store the data, but can we provide better ways to understand the data, better ways to search the data, better ways to segment the data, better ways to discover. People, who are storing data, say for, those financial companies that were storing data for regulatory reasons, also may want to do compliance searches to actually find out, hey, this employee left the company. Let me find all the data related to them. And so, elements like that we see as very interesting. The other thing that we're looking at is what we talked about earlier called multi-cloud. And it's really looking at how can we provide a fabric, a kind of way to, think of it as a single namespace, a way to understand not just the data that's stored within us, but actually be able to understand data that's moved up into the public cloud and manage a multi-cloud namespace. So we're looking at a number of things like that are coming in the near future that we think will be pretty compelling. We're very driven by customer demand, and the metadata discovery and analytics is a huge one, and then multi-cloud is a big growth area we see people moving to.
That's awesome. So as we close up here, are there any final thoughts, anything else that we missed?
No, I think the big thing that we've looked at, the company's growing very, very rapidly, but it's really the type of customers that we have, right? So what I'm most impressed with is when you see customers like Comcast who actually use and implement our storage platform. The scale, they're running 30 million users against our back-end storage platform. And these storage platforms can run from hundreds of terabytes to tens, 50, 100 petabytes of storage. And what's really nice is you only need to grow the storage as your needs grow. So as you see needs for additional capacity, you add your storage environment, and we dynamically rebalance all of the storage so that you get optimal use of the hardware resources, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, really exciting. Fantastic. And companies that want to find out more, where do they go?
So go to www.scality.com. That's SCALITY. And there's a whole ton of information there. There's also an online demo there. So they can just go and try out the demo and get a view of the ring and see how it works. So there's just a free demo service there for people to try.
Very cool. Thanks for being here.
All right. Well, thank you. Take care.